Hey guys, it's Pinkstar and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a haul video for you. So this is all the books that I have purchased or received since the last haul video, which I think was March. So I think this is March to kind of mid-July sort of time frame. So we have a few physical books and then we have some art books and some Kindle books. Alright, so starting off with the physical books, we have probably one of the prettiest books that I currently own, which is Priory of the Orange Tree and Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. So these are my broken binding edition books and they are stunning. I absolutely love them. I have actually already mentioned these in my mid-year freakout tag, but this is the first time that I'm actually mentioning them in a haul video, so here we go. Love them. Next up we have Fairy Tale by Stephen King. I am really excited to read this. I haven't actually read anything by Stephen King and I don't know, just the idea that he is writing something that is a fantasy story and it just sounds whimsical and exciting, so I don't know. We will see what happens in this one, but I've heard some good things, I've heard some not so good things. Guess we shall see. Next up is one that I have been wanting to read for ages, and that is The Battle Drum by Sarah El-Arifi. This is the Waterstones edition, and it's pretty. And I can't wait to read this. The Final Strike was one of my favourite books last year, so yeah, really looking forward to reading the sequel. Hopefully it's as good as the first one. I am actually going to be rereading the first one in August, so that I think this will be a September read for me, but really looking forward to getting to read this. Next we have another Brandon Sanderson book. We have Elantris. So far I've been loving everything pretty much by Brandon Sanderson this year that I've read. This is my first year reading anything by Brandon Sanderson. Loving Mistborn. I loved Tress of the Emerald Sea. Hopefully I'll like Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. Didn't really like Secret Project 2. I can't remember what the name of it is, it's too long. But yeah, excited to read this one. So this was, I think, one of his first ever like pieces of writing, so hopefully it is good. Some people like it, some people don't like it as much, but it is a standalone. I think there is a short story based in the same sort of world, so looking forward to reading that. And two of my most recent purchases, we have Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Hopefully this one is good. It says 2 rivals, 2 stories, 2 hearts, 1 fate. I think it might be like a pen pals to lovers sort of situation. I'm not 100% sure, but it just looked really good and it's really pretty. I couldn't help myself, so yeah. And lastly, for my physical books, I got The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. This is the hardback edition. Also this is stunning and it is one of my anticipated releases, so hopefully it is good. I'm hoping it's got sort of a dark academia sort of vibe. It says all books, no matter their binding, will fall to dust. The stories they carry may last longer. They might outlive the paper, the library, even the language in which they were first written. The greatest story can reach the stars. So who knows, but it looks amazing and it's a nice chunky one, so yes. Alright, so I'm going to try and speed through my Kindle purchases as quick as possible because there's a few of them. First off we have Rise of the Ranger. All of these, I should mention, are all pretty cheap. I generally purchase all my Kindle books when they're on special. It's very rare that I'll purchase one at full price unless it's a sequel to one that I've already read and that I really enjoyed and I want to read the next one ASAP. So yeah, this one is a new one that I saw that just looked really good and it was cheap, so picked it up. Next we have To Bleed a Crystal Bloom. I've been wanting to read this for a wee while and I saw it on special, so I had to pick it up while I could. Next up is The Way of Eden. This is by Philip Chase, who is another booktuber, and this one was $1, I think, when I purchased it. I can't wait to give this a read and see what it's like. He has also brought out a second book by now. I'm pretty sure it's out already. I think it's a trilogy, so hopefully I like this one and then I'll pick up the rest. I have heard some good things. Next up is The Love Hypothesis. This is by Ali Hazelwood, and I've read Love Theoretically by her already and really enjoyed that, so I'm hoping I will love this one because everybody always raves about this one, so yeah, we shall see. Next is a one that Reagan Reads recommended, and that is Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent. It sounds like it's going to be an amazing fantasy romance, and if Reagan is recommending it, then I'm sure I will love it. Next up is Blood Marked. This is the second book to Legendborn, which I own on Kindle already but haven't read yet, but I purchased this one anyway because it was really cheap, and so I figured why not. I'm sure I'm gonna love the first one, but even if I don't, it was so cheap that I don't really care. Same goes for the next book, which is A Fire Endless. This is the second book to A River Enchanted, which I own but haven't read yet. I really need to get around to reading that one, so yeah, I got this as well just because it was on special and I didn't want to miss it while it was cheap. So lastly, for Kindle, I got Beach Reads. Yeah, just another cute romancy book. You may notice I tend to buy a lot of my romance books as Kindle purchases. I don't tend to pick up romance in physical copies that much because my collection is all pretty much just fantasy, so yeah, don't really add it to my physical collection. I just usually pick them up on Kindle to read. Alright, and then for ARC books, I got Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong, which I will be reading in August, so there's that one. I also got Forged in Magic. I'm not 100% sure what this one is about, but I think it's about like orcs and love. I don't know, it just looked cute, so we'll check this one out. And lastly, I got Dirty Lying Dragons, which I will also be trying to read in August. It's on my TBR, so yeah. I did read the first book by this author, Dirty Lying Fairies, last year, and I did enjoy it, so hopefully I'll like this one as well. Alright, so that is it for all the books that I have received since March this year through to the middle of July. Quite a few. I think it's probably more than I've read during that period of time, to be honest. But yes, I am super excited to read most of these. So yeah, that is it for this video. If you did like it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know down in the comments below if you have read any of these books, or if there are any books that you would recommend me picking up. I would love to hear about them. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I will catch you all in my next one. Bye.